Hi, David. How's it going?
Hey, Mayor, I wonder if you could touch on, I know it might seem kind of rudimentary, but I still don't think people really understand that. Now, you're mandated by the state to balance your budget, right?
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
And I don't think people, in regards to taxes and tax revenue, and when you do your budget, you got to pick and choose and, obviously balance the budget.
Mm-hmm.
But can you kind of, if you know the figure or even close, kind of shoot from the hip, how much less tax revenue you have
Good question.
this year than let's say a couple years ago?
The stat that I've been using.
You still have to make everything work, even though you have a tremendous amount of less tax revenue coming in.
Great question. When Mayor Dilo, and this is, Mayor Dilo did a great job, and him and I have moved on, and we have actually a real good relationship now. And I use this for illustration only, not to say anything about him or his administration. When he was mayor, he walked out of City Hall with a $42 million property tax levy. Our property tax levy now is closer to $30 million 8 years later. And we've still managed to give pay raises every year. We've still managed not to lay off police or firemen. But we have cut deeply in other departments. I mean, literally 1/3 of our workforce we're 1/3 lighter than we were in 2004. So when you think about it, we've lost our sole means of income outside of fees that we generate. Our sole means of income is property tax revenue, and we lost basically 1/4 of our property tax revenue over the last 8 years, and we've still managed to keep things running in Hammond.
For homes and businesses as well, correct?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Homes and businesses as well.
That's our
tax revenue.
City revenue comes in Lake County because we don't have other sources of tax like local option income tax or food and beverage tax or anything like that. So in Lake County, what you see for the municipalities are the sources of revenue are property taxes, which is the main source of revenue, and then we have fees. If you go in and pay your dog fees and stuff like that for your tags or your rental registration, we get fees. So that's our two sources of income. And one of them has been capped by all the taxpayers. We capped our property taxes at 1, 2, 3, which means we took a big hit on our property tax income. And although we still have fees revenue, we took a big hit. And
that's what I tell people. If you can't complain about bumpy roads here and there, or maybe a street light being out when you capped it yourself.
We did.
That's the way that's the way I feel about it.
But Dave, you're enlightened though, and believe me, there's a lot of people that don't understand what you're saying right now, Dave. And that's the frustrating thing for us is we have to explain that to them. And some people, it's just impossible to explain it to. I mean, you seem like you know what's going on pretty well, Dave. So that's
why I brought it up. It's one of for me, it's and a lot of people, it's simple. But I don't think people understand that you have to balance the checkbook the way somebody else has to, they do in their home. It has to balance.
Yeah, we can't spend debt just to run day-to-day operations. We have to have an answer. We have to know how we're going to pay all of our policemen and our firemen and our Parks Department employees and our Street Department employees. We have to have it budgeted, and it has to be approved by the state each year. And now the Lake County Council has to approve it as well. So my budget has to go through the Hammond City Council, has to go through the Lake County Council, and then it goes downstate for approval as well. So if we had any, games going on, it would be flagged, believe me. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot.
Thanks, David. Thank you for the call.